しいな。やけどとかは。火や刃物がある場所でふざけたらダメだろ。今回は何もなかったからよかったけど、もし女の子に怪我でもさせたらどうするつもりなんだ。ないから。
So I absolutely adored this episode of Angel Next Door. Like, I don't think we have made as much progress in a single episode as we did this episode. Not only did Amane establish a brand new okay, actually, let me take a step back. Not only did we establish the second semester starting, not only did we get 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸, Mahiru, Amane, and �2 in one classroom, not only did we get Amane creating a brand new relationship with somebody in Fujimiya, what's his other name that he goes by? Starts with a K, Katawaki. So not only did we get Amane establishing a brand new relationship with Katawaki, basically the opposite of Mahiru at the school. Like, he's like, if she's the angel, then he's like the prince of the school or something. So not only did we get that established this episode, we also got Amane and Mahiru getting just a titch closer. We got Mahiru expressing her feelings of wanting to be closer at home and at school. Not only did we get them accomplishing that, not only did Amane get basically seen in a different light among his classmates, but then Mahiru and Amane ended up getting closer in school as well, and kind of establishing a cadence for what to expect from those who are looking outside. So, like, this episode was incredible. And then we ended the episode with them sharing like a touching moment, or just sharing like a specific moment with each other at the end of the episode, kind of solidifying all that happened, right? And I think like this was just like an incredible episode. So like, I mean, I just kind of summarized. I think like my favorite things though is definitely Mahiru getting jealous of Katawaki. You know, I really liked how she was watching Katawaki and 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸 interact with Amane, and kind of like the comfortability level that they have, the expression that he had, hey, let's go eat lunch together, blah 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 blah. And I like how she like legitly got jealous of that, and she was like, I want that, at school. And I like how there's that more. I like how now, because they have done a project together, they've kind of established that they know each other. There was that moment in the classroom where, something was almost spilled on Mahiru, and Amane went and saved her, and like was holding, like clutching her essentially. And all the class got to witness that. And she didn't freak out. She was very comfortable with it. She was thankful of it, all of it. And then he got to have that moment of being like really cool. And suddenly, like, everybody who may have not noticed Amane in the past, right? They may have not really like noticed like who he is or anything. Suddenly, like, they took notice, like, oh, he's kind of cool, So I love that, and I love that now they're, now they can be a little bit more comfortable at school, as far as like that they know each other and everything. And I think that's just going to be tremendous for their next step forward. At school they can be familiar and friendly, and then at home they can be however much more that they want to be. So I really enjoyed all of this episode, and I really enjoyed the scolding, especially that Amane did during the classroom assignment when they were cooking and stuff. So I really, really loved that quite a bit. So overall, like, let me just cap it now. This episode for me was like a 10 out of 10. I think it was awesome to see the relationship, take that next step forward. I think it was awesome to see their closeness grow ever closer. I think it's great now that they all get to share a classroom. I think it's awesome for Mahiru because, one of the things that 𝐜𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸 had called Mahiru out for, a few episodes ago was like she feels like at school she's just living this persona, but nobody can really penetrate the bubble or the barrier that she has around her. They're just kind of like outside looking in on the barrier. And I think now Mahiru is going to have a much better time at school, because now in her classroom she has 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸, she has 𝐜𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸, which is now like her first like real friend who's been able to kind of like penetrate that barrier. And they can be on friendly terms, have great conversation. And then now, in extension of that, she also has 𝐒𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸, because that's 𝐜𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐸's boyfriend. So, everything there seems very natural, and because Amane is Itsuki's best friend and friends with Chitose, all of that again seems natural. So no longer coming to the classroom over here and being friendly there, like they're all in the same. So I think that level of like her enjoyment at school is gonna heavily go up, which is just gonna bring Amane and Mahiru closer. So I just think like that is all really, really good. I love just all four being in the same class and what's going to end up snowballing, or coming from that later. The other thing is I think Amane is going to be cooler. Not only did Mahiru say like, oh, I'm going to let people know on how attractive you are. And he's like, please don't do that. But she's going to let other folks know like, hey, this guy's great. You know what I mean? And I think it's established now based on his actions during that cooking class of like, that's the base level and it can only go up from here. And then also him associating now with that Katawaki guy, I think that's going to increase his stature as well. Even if it's even if it's not intentional, it'll increase his stature unintentionally just by hanging out with like the coolest dude and the coolest dude like wanting to be friends with this guy, right? And then once he gets more familiar, once his familiarness, kind of increases with Mahiru as well, once people start to take notice, like, yo, this guy not only is his best friend or one of his friends, the most popular guy, now he's really close with the most popular girl too. So I think it's just going to increase his overall favorability amongst his classmates, which I think is really cool. And that's kind of like the outside in of the story. So I think it's really, really, really good. But overall, really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to see more. And I love the progress that I feel like we just took like I've been telling you guys, like, I hope this gets moving. Like, I don't want this to be like, just standing still. And I feel like we took a huge leap, even though maybe there wasn't any like, affection, like at least much of. I just feel like we took like a massive leap in the story, and I'm very excited for it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're kind of on the same page as me. Let me know if you're like, no, that I feel like we need to take a bigger leap. Let me know if you're like, oh yeah, or just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys chatting with me down in the comments. Love seeing your guys' thoughts. So see you guys next week and next weekend. All right. Peace.